Yo, yo, what it do, family? High value basketball. We are back once again with the bestest, basketballist, commentariist on the whole planet. You dig? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, family. Go ahead, hit the button. Do it. Gotta talk about Luka Doncic for a quick hot second, man. I'm putting out my season-ending prophecies, man, showing how teams are going to either be top tier, mid tier, low tier, and also prophecies on players. If you have been keeping up with high value basketball, you will see that I am pretty much spot on out the gate. I've been right about Brooklyn. I was right about Philadelphia. I was right about Utah. So, hey, go ahead and keep watching, fam, because the hits, they gonna keep coming. Yeah, dig. But let's talk about Luka Doncic, man. I mean, y'all see the thumbnail, man. I'm calling it now, man. The reason why I'm calling it now, that Luka Doncic is going to burn out, and he will ultimately, lead this team through the regular season, be dynamic, be, an MVP contention all year, possibly even win it. But it's going to happen where he's going to get to the second round or the Western Conference Finals round, and he's not going to be able to get it done. I'm calling it now because I'm seeing something with his game that I've seen for the past couple seasons, and that I'm seeing early on as well, that Luka Doncic is actually going through the LeBron effect. Yeah. When we talk about the LeBron effect, I'm talking about LeBron in his first stint with Cleveland and in the state of when LeBron was essentially in the MVP contention every year, when he was the best athlete in the league, and he was essentially doing such heavy, massive feats to carry his team throughout the regular season. I'm talking about especially the Mo Williams era, the Shaq era, those last couple years, those last 2-3 seasons when he was with them, and he was just lifting all of the tide. And we saw what happened. He would do all of that all season, be crazy good, get an MVP, and then boom, he'll run into Boston and flame out. And then boom, he'll run into Orlando and flame out. And everybody's looking like, yo, what's the problem, man? What's going on? Like, why this man can't get it done? Yada, yada, yada. And even in those series, and not all of them, but even in some of those series, especially like the Orlando one, he was putting up these same numbers that Luka is putting up right now. The same numbers that Luka was putting up last year. The same numbers that Luka was putting up in last year's playoffs. And not only am I saying this as a comparison with just how they're putting up the numbers and carrying their team, the play styles are virtually the same. Luka's style of play and the way that they have the team set up around him and the essentially heliocentric focus that is the Luka Doncic offense, they're running the exact same offense from when LeBron was in Cleveland. Of course, Luka Doncic is a slightly different player because he's not as dynamic with his athleticism, and he can't jump all over the place and stuff like that. But Luka makes up with that with his personal playmaking and his craftiness. And so it's essentially on par in a way, just in a different area. But he uses all of his skills to lift the tide of his teammates. The collective body of his teammates, they are, now I ain't gonna lie, this is a much better team, I believe, assembled around Luka Doncic than LeBron James did have in his first stint. But even still, these players, none of these dudes are all-stars. None of these dudes are superstars. Like I say, they had a close one in Jalen Brunson, and he left. But now all of these dudes are rotation players. It's Luka Doncic and a team full of rotation players. That's exactly what LeBron had. And so I'm seeing Luka carry this team in the same way. The dude is already averaging basically 37 minutes a game, 36.7. And in him doing so, he's got to do these huge scoring feats to keep them afloat. You got to put up 44, 31, 37, 35, 32, 41. Like he's got to do a lot of work in order to keep this team going. And when I watch him play, When I watch him play, I see him. He's not slow or anything, like he's lost a step already or nothing like that. You know, he's young, but he doesn't look fast. He doesn't look high energy. He looks, thinking kind of slow a little bit. Now we know that's just a part of his game, and that's a part of the allure of Luka. But what I'm saying is, the way that I see him kind of shiftily dragging along already through the first 6 games, that pace that he's running at, it's eventually going to slow down when we get further down the season. Once he gets nicked up and, rolls a couple ankles and tweaks a couple knees, or, tweaks a hip or a back or something, it's a long season. And so all of this carrying that he's doing, it's going to catch up with him. And just like what happened with LeBron in those years where everybody thought he was going to win it, where everybody was putting the crown on him to be the next champion, and then he fails in the second round, we're going to see this with Luka. And he's going to fail in the second round against a team that nobody thought was going to actually beat them because of prior year success. So I'm calling it now. We're going to come back to this video at the end of the season. Luka's going to burn out, and the team is not going to get to the championship round. And that's no fault of his own. This is just simply the LeBron effect, and now the Luka Doncic effect. Y'all better get that man some quote-unquote help. We know how that narrative goes. I value basketball. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, family. Peace.